So how can having two stops on the main street, which is very, very busy, be a better choice than having one stop? Stop it. Good morning. I'm here to talk to you about how parent-unfriendly the school district is. And I'm just going to give you a few examples of how this works. One of the examples is how the school system is designed in terms of where the buildings are laid out. That they have laid out the buildings in a very parent-unfriendly way. Now, part of that is because the school district for many years has been involved in, or years ago was involved in a lot of land acquisition shenanigans. They bought land that's not usable for schools, and they claimed that land that was available wasn't usable for schools. And so now we're faced with having a bus system instead of walk-to schools. Walk-to schools are very beneficial for students, and soon I'm going to do a video on the walk-to school situation. But today I want to talk to you about getting your kid to school in my area. My daughter goes to Decker Elementary School, and she's standing behind the camera making smiley faces.
Hi! Hello!
And so she's Decker Elementary School is not reachable by walking from here because there's a major street in between Jones and they have no crossing guards. So they've decided to do buses. And so what I want to talk to you about is this street right here. Across the street from my house, right where I'm standing now, is where the buses used to come. When I bought my house, I asked how my kid would get to school. I asked about school buses, and I was told by the real estate broker and by the school district that the school bus stopped right across the street, right there. So many days you'd get up in the morning and you'd see a dozen or so kids standing there, and those kids would be waiting with maybe one or two parents, or younger children would be left with their older brothers and sisters. And one thing that's pretty interesting about this street is we've stood out here about 15 minutes trying multiple tries on this video, and we've only seen 2 cars. So it's a very safe street for children to be on, and you wouldn't worry about too many predators coming by because there are no vehicles coming around. Thank you. So I'm standing here at Decatur and Mick, which is one of the options that they keep offering on some years for a bus stop for our kids. And of course, nobody ever stands their kid out here in this intersection because it's a terrible idea. But from a planning standpoint, they keep making the same mistake year after year. So I don't know if they did it this year or not because we've been noticed for 6 years now on what the plan is. But how can this make any sense? It's not parent friendly, it's not safe for children, and it's not logical to have 2 steps instead of 1. I mean 2 stops instead of 1. So why are we doing that? It's a classic example of how planning works at the school district, which is a top-down system. Somebody in some office on the other side of town who's never been here in the morning and seen the cars makes some illogical decision, and everybody else is forced to live with it.
Action.
So how can it be better to have 2 stops out on busy main streets when it's easier and only 1 stop in the middle of a quiet subdivision driving down a road that runs parallel to one of those streets? It can't be economic to have 2 stops instead of 1, and it can't be logical to move children out to a main street like Decatur when they could be on this street where there's no traffic at all. So we're standing here and no cars are here. I'm Ken Small. Thank you.